What's up guys, Overland Addict here, and in today's video I'm going to give you a walk around of my new to me 1964 Stevens M416 military trailer. I've been wanting a trailer for a while for camping when I go on my trips. Something to put the tent on, put an awning on so I don't have everything on top of my vehicle. One of the nice things about having a trailer is the fact that you can get set up at camp, disconnect from the trailer, and now that's your base camp. Then you can go off in the Jeep and explore the forest and then come back to camp and everything's still deployed and set up. So I've been looking at trailers for a while. I've been looking at all the name brands that are, I'm sure you guys have seen out there. You've got Turtleback, you've got X-Venture, you've got Patriot campers, which to me is top of the line. I would love to have one of those things. They are just crazy expensive. You'd have to go get a second loan for one of those things, really. So I started looking around and I saw a lot of people buying these old military trailers, the M416 and the M101. Those are the two biggest trailers I saw people purchasing, and then they would renovate them and basically build them up to whatever they wanted. So that's what I started looking into doing, and the M416 seemed to fit my needs the best. It was a little bit smaller of the two, so I liked that. I kind of like a small footprint. I'm not going to do a ton of, I'm not going to put a ton of stuff in this trailer. Some of the brand names like the Turtleback trailers and things like that, you see them, they've got these big boxes on each side, and that's cool. I mean, they've got a lot of stuff on there, but I'm not really looking to do all that yet. I'm going to kind of ease into the trailer thing. So I'll give you a walk around of this trailer and show you what it looks like now, and then I'll show you kind of what my plans are right now as they stand today. Quickly, what I'm going to do basically is just, of course, I'm going to go over the whole trailer and bring it back to good condition with the paint and everything like that. But the biggest things I want to do is I want to install a cover, kind of like a truck bed cover, so I can put stuff in the trailer and keep it secure and locked up. The second thing I'm going to do to this thing is cut a tailgate in it so I can have tailgate access, so I don't have to lift stuff up over the walls of the trailer to get it in there. It'll also serve as a platform that I can stand on to deploy the tent and sit on, things like that. Maybe even use it as a small little work area. So that'll be nice. The third biggest thing I want to do is I'm going to build a rack for this and put the tent on top. So my tent currently sits on top of my Jeep all the time, and it's okay, but it makes it kind of top heavy, and you've got less clearance on the top. Plus it sucks the gas mileage down, things like that, lots of wind noise. So I'm going to move it to the trailer, and the really cool thing I'm going to do, which I've seen other people do, it's not a new idea, I kind of stole it from other people, is I'm going to put linear actuators on this trailer. So when I flip a switch, it's going to raise up to the height where you can deploy an awning, so you have room to walk under the awning. But then when you get everything packed up and you're ready to leave, you hit another switch and it lowers down to kind of what you'd call trailering height, I guess, or when you're running down the road, it's at a lower height, so it's not dragging as much wind and things like that. So that's my plans for this trailer. Now let's take a look at the trailer as it stands today. I'll show you kind of the features of the trailer and how it looks today. All right, so here's my trailer. Like I said, it's a Stevens M416, and it was built in 1964. I bought this from a gentleman in Illinois, up around St. Louis. It was about 3.5 hours for me to go up there and pick it up. So let's start up here at the front. I'll show you. Here's the hitch, and you can see it's got a pinto hitch on it, but they have added, I guess maybe it might have been the gentleman I bought it from, or it may have been who he bought it from, I'm not sure, but they've kind of attached a ball hitch underneath it here. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do there. I originally was going to just use a pintle hitch, but I'm not totally sure. I've read mixed reviews about them. I like the fact that they can articulate really well for off-road, but I've heard they make a lot of noise. They bang, you know, it's a big ring basically around a little clasp that kind of goes through the ring like that. So, you know, when you start and stop, it clangs around, and when you're off-road, I heard it really makes a lot of noise. You can get some hitches that I think help with that, but at the end of the day, you still got a big ring around a, you know, a little thing going through it like that. The pintle, sorry. So this is actually called the lunette. The pintle is what goes through the lunette ring. But anyway, so I'm not totally sure what I'm doing with the trailer hitch yet. I may do, there's a max coupler I'm looking at, and there's also another one called lock and roll. So I'm looking at those options. I haven't totally decided on what I'm going to do yet. I could stick with the ball hitch, but if you really get that thing articulating back and forth like that off-road, you know, I don't know, there's a chance it could maybe come off the ball. If the trailer was heavy enough, it could flip your rig too if the trailer flipped. I don't think my trailer is going to be heavy enough to do that, but anyway, I'm still looking into that, so not totally sure what I'm going to do here. Let's see. Still got the original landing leg on it, which I think is really cool. I don't know that I'm going to use it or not. You know, probably a you know, the regular jack that you crank with the wheel on it is probably a little more practical. So although, you know, however, I like this look, so I just don't know yet what I'm going to do on the front of that yet. Let's see here. It's got the trailer brake here, the kind of parking brake. I'm going to keep that on there, I think, although I'm not sure, because I'm actually going to extend this tongue out because it's really short. It's really hard to back because the trailer is so short. So I've seen other guys cut these tongues and extend them. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that yet. I'm still kind of thinking that through. So I am going to extend it. I'm going to put a box up here that I can put batteries in, because I'm going to do eventually I'm going to do solar. So I'll have a battery that the solar will charge, and the battery will run, you know, the lift on the rack and some other things on here. So, you know, if I do that, I'll probably have to relocate this brake, or, you know, I may just take it off completely. Not sure what I'm going to do there yet. Overall, the trailer's in really good shape. There's really no rust like all the way through the metal. This is all just surface rust here. And around the trailer, it's just really surface rust. So it's in really good shape. It's got a few kind of wavies, I don't know what you call them. It's not really bent. It's just kind of, the metal's kind of waved a little bit. So I'll have to knock that out and get it straightened up a little bit. But for the most part, it's really nice. A lot of these trailers I found online, they were really damaged. They'd backed them into something and really dented the heck out of them, or they had a lot of rust in them. So this one's in really good shape from what I can tell. Okay, so let's see here. The wheels on it. These are the ones that the guy I bought it from put on there just to get me home. They're a little bit better shape. The tires were in better shape on these wheels than the original wheels. So I'm going to take these off. I'm not going to use these tires and wheels. Here's the original tires and wheels. So it's the original military wheels. I love those things. I'm probably going to use those. They'll have to get sandblasted and painted just like this entire trailer. We're going to have to sandblast the whole thing and everything. The tires on this is, you know, they've seen better days. They're cracked and stuff, so I'll have to get some new tires. I'm not exactly sure what kind of tire I'm going to get yet. I'm still kind of looking into that. So those wheels will go back on it. Let's see, what else can I show you here? This has got a 24-volt electrical system on it, I believe. The wiring harness, I plugged it in when I tried to trailer at home and it didn't work. So I'm gonna have to redo the wires, which I was gonna probably do that anyway. I'm gonna try to restore almost everything back to brand new. Around here in the back, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a tailgate. I was kind of going back and forth on if I was gonna do that or not, but I really think I need to. Like I was saying earlier in the video, I wanna be able to put stuff in the back without having to lift it over the trailer wall and that kind of thing. So I'll cut this out and put a tailgate in there. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do that yet. Still trying to figure that out. I'm gonna try to do as much of this work I can as myself on this trailer. I'm learning how to weld right now, so I've got a couple of small projects I'm working on to kind of get my chops built up on welding. So hopefully I can get the couple of welding things I need to get done myself. The tailgate, I'm not sure if I'm going to cut that myself or not. I may, you know, the stuff I can't do, I'll just take to a fab shop and have them do it. I've got a brother-in-law that's real handy too. He may help me do some stuff, so we'll get it done. Here's the original plate. I guess it's what you call a registration plate. I'm not exactly sure. You can't really make it out. A lot of it is really kind of worn off, but that is the serial number, I believe. And you can see here, year manufactured 1964. Model M416, so pretty cool. Let's see, let's go around here. As far as the suspension, still got all the original suspension on it. It's the leaf spring with the shock there, with the solid axle. I think that I'm considering doing the axle-less suspension on here. It'll give me more clearance under there. I just have to price it out and see if it's gonna be worth it. So still got to think about that, but I think it'd be really cool to do that. Axle-less kind of system. I don't know exactly what you call them, but there's a couple people that manufacturers that make it. Icon is one that makes it. There's another one I was looking at. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'll put it in the description, but still kind of thinking that through. What else can I show you? So my idea, what I want to do here, like I was saying, I want to do linear actuators that will raise a rack up. So I think, you know, the rack will probably sit about probably about that high, you know, a foot and a half when it's lowered all the way. And then when I get to camp, I'll flip a switch and it'll raise the whole rack up along with the awning that I get. And I think the height is going to be about 6.5 feet to 7 feet, something like that, when it's raised all the way up on the rack. And so I'm going to have to, I've kind of got a drawing that I'm working on, sketching out a drawing and a design. I think what I'm going to have to do is, since I'm going to have a cover on this, a truck bed cover that rolls all the way closed and locks, I think I'm going to have to kind of fabricate some braces down here that kind of stick out as a kind of a mounting bracket for the linear actuators. They'll sit on top of that and they'll go straight up, and then the rack will sit on top of those actuators. You know, haven't totally figured that out yet either. I'm still working through that design, but I think it's going to be really cool. So at the end of the day, when this is all done, I'd like it to have the rack that raises up and down. I'm going to move my tent, which is right up there. That will go on top of the trailer, on top of the rack, and then I'll install an awning onto the rack as well. I haven't bought that yet. I still have to purchase that. I'm looking at the Darche, I think it's called Darche. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm looking at that 270-degree awning from them. So it'll have the tent, the awning. I'll probably move my camp shower that I built up here. I'll probably move that onto the rack as well. So my Jeep will be nice and clean up there. Let's see here. I'd like to put a water tank on it, so you know we can use a lot more water than what that shower can hold right there. If I do that, I may not really need that anymore. You know, I'm not totally sure what I'm gonna do there. Eventually, it'd be pretty cool to have you know, a heater for the shower to make the water hot. What else can I do? Solar panel at some point. Yeah, I still have to think through it, man. I haven't thought all the way through everything I'd like to do, but you know, the basic things are get the tent on there, get the awning on there, the truck bed cover, and that'll get me started. All right, so that's my trailer. I ended up paying about $900 for this trailer, and I think that's a pretty good price, especially considering the shape it's in. I did a lot of research on forums and Facebook groups, and it seems like people were paying anywhere from $800 to $1,200 to $1,500, somewhere in that range, depending on the condition, I guess, and everything. So I think I got a pretty good deal on this trailer. I'm going to try to, you know, document my progress on this trailer as much as possible. I'm still learning to do some things like weld, like I said, and fabricate metal and things like that. So it's just going to take some trial and error. You know, a lot of that stuff's going to be boring, so I don't want to put you guys through that. But I'll try to document this different stages anyway, that you can kind of see how it progresses and you can follow along on the build. So that's it for now. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please hit the like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can see the rest of this trailer build progress and see all the videos that I do when I go camping and off-roading. So thanks for watching.
Refuse and run now, brother, 'cause you ain't got a lot of time. Don't you act surprised when it all goes to hell on your day. look the devil